Hello, friends and lovers. Welcome back to Hades 2. We're going to do an aspect of Selene run for the coat. We start with the Skyfall, a hidden X that strikes multiple foes and applies Shine. Shine is actually a curse, and I have not touched this aspect all patch, I believe. We'll start with Moonbeam, just so we can get the Hex rolling and just try to do a juicy Hex run. I mean, I guess this is probably how I usually use this aspect. And I got my complaints about it, but I don't want this to be a run that's just me complaining the whole time or anything about the code or hexes or anything. Here's our normal pack setup. Let's reroll this bad boy, and we'll get started going up top here. Going up top. It's usually pretty easy to max out the Path of Stars, but yeah, I know there's a couple of good things from this that you'd hope for from her. Did we get the cool stuff here? Your Hex gains the bonuses of your attack boon. We like that. During your Hex, you take negative 20% damage. Whenever you use Omega moves, one random foe is struck by the effects of your Hex. Okay, I think I like that. So maybe we just want to spam Omega moves. So what's the easiest way to spam Omega moves with the coat? This is sort of the problem I have with it, which is that it's not easy. It's probably the Omega special, though, right? But I also want an attack boon for Ferocity. Okay. So let's unlock that. And the whole bonuses of your attack boon, there's certain things that don't work well with this. I think namely Hef, because I think it like shares a cooldown or something. Deals +1 damage in succession. We'll get the epic right away. So this way, Shine will also be applying a curse for us here. So now we just start spamming the Omega special with it, and it might do okay. How do we feel about Hestia on the attack here? Or the special? Honestly, I think either one is potentially okay here. So the attack could be for the whole shared thing, right? We are able to blow the Hex pretty often. Whatever's a higher rarity, maybe? Okay, I think I'll just accept the special. Unless we just want to do the cast, potentially. Because the cast is kind of just a better version of the special in some ways. Sadly. It kind of is. Probably is. It's a bit easier to use, too. Is it better? Maybe. I'm trying to decide here. I feel like it's just better. So this is 25 per rocket, right? This is 40 every second to everything in it, which means groups of enemies too. So sadly, I think Smoldering is just a better applier of Scorch. So let's see. Ooh, a juicy Zeus attack, or special maybe even here, would be quite interesting, right? That'd be quite interesting, I think, for this. Apollo doesn't really fit in as much. We do want a hammer. More Hestia would be kind of interesting, too. Let's get Zeus. Whatever the higher rarity is for the attack or special, I guess, probably. Or higher damage, maybe? Sort of what I'm thinking. So origination is already easily applied here. It is still kind of hard to spend a lot of magic by spamming the special, so it only uses magic per rocket fired. But you only fire a rocket if you sit there and lock on to enemies. So if there aren't a lot of enemies around, yeah. So it's hard to spend a lot of magic with the coat. And I don't really love... Ooh. I don't know what's better here. Let me think about this for a second here. What were the other gods available? Ares was one of them. How would Ares' wound apply with the Shine, we think? Because it's supposed to give it power. It's a very good question. If it gains the effect of the attack boon, right? How would it work? Does it simply not work? Something tells me it simply may not work. So I might just want the attack then, which I know would work because it should apply Blitz. I mean, it would probably apply boons, but I'm not so certain it would gain any damage is my issue with it. So maybe we just want wounds on the special, or do I just want to skip Ares altogether? I'm thinking really hard about this because this is actually kind of a complex web of stuff here, I guess. But yeah, it is hard to spend a lot of magic with this weapon quickly. That's how I would describe it. More Hestia. We want the hammer. Maybe Ares would be interesting here. Not so certain about good, but okay. So when Shine hits an enemy, yep, you can see Blitz on them, even though I'm not using the attack at all. So that should work out all right. Come on. And we get that for every single Omega we use, so that works out. Not after blocking. I don't really want to reduce that, but Ripper Rockets. Your specials briefly gain +5 power for up to 5 consecutive hits on the same foe. I mean, lock on faster is nice, but I really don't want to reduce the magic we spend. We want to increase it. So something like Controlled Burn from Hestia would probably be nice. So we go for that, and then we could go for... We could consider the duo boon between her and Ares. But then that means I also don't want Ares' special in that case then. Fascinating. Fascinating. I'm gonna have to look at their duo when we get there, but we'll think about it at least. Because you wouldn't want to apply wounds with the special. You'd want to apply with Controlled Burn, if anything. So I guess we're still thinking about whoever's special boon we want to get. Boink, 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 boink. Is there an enemy? There was. Okay, do we think we can get Shine on the top of the meters? I really don't know, honestly. Because we just got a lot of different damage sources here. Trying to get it out often, though. Yeah, so you don't want a special, but let's take a look. Mortal Gain is probably okay, right? Fourth degree. Yep, Mortal Gain works. I know I promised a sword drop build one of these days, and it'll happen. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. We probably just want to get some max health here then soon. Still got 3 chambers left. So I also want Hestia to try to get Controlled Burn. Ooh, Path of Stars is very nice. Beautiful shrine. We got a lot of deliveries from Hermes incoming. I do wish the Shrine of Hermes almost were slightly more obvious. The number that I've missed, you know. 1, 2, 3 chambers. I could start rolling here. We should start rolling here. Let's get Hestia. Maybe just one roll. I think I do want to get max health, since we have Mortal Gain now. I mean, max magic does a similar thing, right? Let's see. 50 max health equates to 3 triggers of Mortal Gain, which is like 400 magic. Okay, yep, we'll take that instead. I say 3 or 4? 300 magic? Whatever it is. Okay, go my Shine. Now imagine a Shine thing with, like Aspect of Mel for the torches or something crazy, right? Charges up automatically. Take less damage I don't really care about, but we'll give it some more power. Next deals damage +1 time in succession. We'll up all that stuff. Thermal Dynamics. Your Blitz effects also inflict Scorch whenever they deal damage. Yeah, we like it. I mean, even the Epic special now is probably okay. All these boons are pretty good. Yeah, I think we should roll some doors here, right? Maybe we don't need the max health. Whoa. Another Path of Stars. All right, so this is going to get filled up pretty quick here then, probably. Okay, we'll just do that. I guess we'll do the negative 20% damage here, right? So it's very much so an Omega Spesh build. Like how I was near the max health, but for some reason I had to go see Hestia first. Okay, why don't we get this? Let's get this going on here, shall we? This does kind of seem like an instance where I maybe needed Eternity. Nice chamber there. Especially since the other ones are quite slow. Yeah, we're a little behind. All right, let's roll this. This is a small chamber too. Ooh, more Hestia. I'm kind of learning as I go here too when it comes to this weapon, to be honest. It's not, well, or this aspect in particular, I suppose. It's definitely not something I've used a lot. I actually do like the theming here in the hex. I think it's fun. There's Controlled Burn. Okay, there. That way we use a lot more magic. A base of 10. More Zeus could be nice, too. We wouldn't want his special, though. Damage from Mega Moves activates Blitz effects and makes them stronger. I guess we're holding out on the special. I'm going to try Arc Flash here. I wouldn't say I'm convinced that it's going to do a lot, but we'll give it a shot. 41 seconds. We'll be okay, right? I'm kind of broke, but we should do this, I think. Arc Flash goes up. Huzzah. I think we'll be okay. Now with Controlled Burn in particular. Because using a lot more magic means we can get our Hex up a lot quicker, right? Yeah, I know. Okay, so I don't want to slow down time with Eternity too early. I'm not even certain if it's working correctly. Get him! 12 seconds. Perfect. Just as planned. Okay. Now we got the Hefmeister. The Hefmeister on the special. I would totally do it, but the rarity is just too low, I'm afraid. Can we agree? 16 seconds is just too long. It feels like such a wasted boon, right? Not a big fan of Smithy Rush here either, but mint condition is a nice boon to get. I would totally be down for Heffen here, but you would need to palm the special a lot to really feel it, right? Let's see. If we chose to file here, it could hit a few things. The cast, mortal gain, mint condition, Yeah, they're all fine hits, but not astounding hits. So whose special would be the most interesting? Do we think? We do have 4 gods, but we could go for a 5th.
Could try a different.
Who's Demeter's Poseidon? Poseidon's probably not bad for, like, on-hit effects, right? In this instance. I'm thinking. We did get plus power. I'm not certain I want to go Aphrodite for it, though. Is Hera just for the hitch effect? We do get a lot of that. Oh, man, this is tough, actually. You could just pop on Ares, and we could try that out further, / go for the duo boon there. More Hestia, too. I don't think we need more Scorch if I were to guess. I might be willing to take his special just to try it, but I suspect that's not great. What do y'all think? That's probably our last Path of Stars, if we can hope it.
Done.
I wonder. I haven't thought about this. Will the game still offer Path of Stars if we've maxed out the path? I'm not sure. It seems like they've made it quite easy to max out the path because probably complaints around hexes. So they want hexes to be fun and interesting, right? I do think hexes are fun and interesting. I know, I said I wasn't going to turn this into a hex complainy video. I guess maybe to be different, you know, what do we want to see from hexes? I guess. I think I've already issued my complaints around it. I almost do want it to be a little more interactive. Okay, I guess we'll roll here to see if we can either get the duo or maybe a better special or just a better boon in general to be offered here. Single limb. Cut above. Oh, spend more magic? Cut above. I'm not certain I really care about visceral impact. Cut above. Okay. Seems okay in general, right? I'm a little worried about our magic regen. Prioritize max health if we can. But this way we can get our hex up and running more often. There's Fine Line from Hera we could have considered as well. We need one more after this, annoyingly. These are all the same after that. I'll take the free palm.
Into the purse.
I know some people have said they missed the calls from Hades 1. They liked the calls, they don't like the hexes.
How's your evening going?
I see
The
you.
calls seem a bit more fluid. The hexes seem to be an effort to expand upon the system and just make it a bit more complex and interesting in some ways, right? I think the bottom line for me is that There's a lot of hexes that when you use them, you're kind of locked into doing a thing during the time that you're using it. Depends on the hex, obviously. Like Lunar Ray, like Dark Side. And a lot of times, when you do that, it feels almost like a DPS loss, does it not? During that time. So we don't like those hexes, I think. For the most part. There might be specific instances where it's okay, but yeah. Do I actually want to take the max health here? I think we'll be okay. I don't think we have to. Let's take the palm, because palming like the attack would be really nice. Use it, baby. The attack is probably the best here. Probably not cut above, we can say. So yeah, I think it was actually really nice that they tried to basically separate the call system in some ways, right? I think that's how I would describe it. You don't get it from the gods anymore. And maybe they kind of needed to do that, right? When you think about it. Because now gods also offer magic regen boons. And if all the gods had magic regen boons and call boons, and then all the other boons that we already had, right? That's just like a lot of poor boons to be offered. Maybe too many. So maybe separating it was nice. I'm not doing Lightning Lance again. You can go to heck. I don't think I care about Thunder Rush. We don't want another application for that. Power Surge is just kind of weak, sadly. It's just so little, right? We could still get Double Strike, which would be quite nice. So I guess that's kind of what we're rolling for here. Ooh, and we got it at Epic. All right, that's going to be our last Path of Stars, and we'll take the max health as well. Too lazy to dig. Let us go. A trial, huh? I don't know whose trial is harder or easier here, honestly. No Ionic Gain, so there's not much else from Zeus we'd want, I think, here. So, sure, give me Power Surge. Ares could still give us that duo. Okay. Ugh. Yeah, this hex, if this was a baseline hex, I think it would be really well liked. The problem is it's on the coat in particular. A weapon that's just not very... Holy crap, that's big. It's just not easy to, like, spam out Omega moves and spend a lot of magic, right?
Satisfied?
You have to, like, really charge up every single one, is my understanding at least. Swapping out the attack. No. No? Yes? No. I don't think so. Nah, Blitz too good. We just got Double Strike. That's silly. That's just silly. Mutual Destruction. It does work with Mortal Gain. Too bad it's common, but should probably do it. I know, saving out a special boon here. Who needs a special boon, right? With everything that we already have. Legitimately, I mean, it's not too bad. You still cannot get duo boons from trials, by the way. There was a brief time where it appeared to be a bug that you could. There's our path finished off. You could get specific duo boons that were incorrectly tagged, is the best way I can explain it. There was like 2 or 3. I already forget whose they were. I think they may have already fixed it. Don't quote me on it, though, because I'm not positive. It was the last patch that I haven't seen it this patch. Yeah, there was a couple specific duo boons that for some reason could show up in trials. For some strange coincidence, I guess. But otherwise, cannot happen. Much like Hades 1. How do we feel about these rules like that? How would you know this as a casual player, that you cannot get a duo boon in a trial, other than simply attempting to and then appearing, and then just using that, you know, small sample size as, I guess it just can't happen? How do we feel about information most likely gated behind a community like that? Where, you know, you kind of got to get that info from someone else unless you're willing to look into the game code. I don't know. That's a tough one because little secrets, you know, I guess I would describe it as sort of a secret in a sense, right? Sometimes it's kind of interesting, you know. It adds an element of
A gift.
interest, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. Kind of brings people together because we all share the information, you know. It allows us to talk about the game and stuff. Too bad I can't afford that, huh? No monies? No monies. I'm gonna say I don't need the health. Please tell me I don't need the health. In the meantime, over here, it's really hard to measure how useful Arc Flash is here. But another 3% specifically on Blitz damage, I'm gonna say is probably not the most meaningful. Is it worth a roll here even? Or so that we'd hope to hit either Double Strike, namely Double Strike probably, or maybe the attack. I think it actually might be. Or Controlled Burn, maybe. Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to, well, 25 or an extra 15. I'm not certain how much Scorch is keeping up here. Once again, the timers remained surprisingly tight. We didn't get a mid-chop, we didn't get Cersei, we didn't get a Fountain Room in that zone, so that'll happen. Hello, darling. You keeping up with the Scorch? I'm trying to watch. It's not really looking that way. Yeah, it looks like the whole Blitz applying the Scorch is not really enough, sadly. Okay, could you be in a worse position here, hun? I was gonna say, where'd she go? I'll be over here. Okay, then I start charging. There we go.
To hell without a fight.
Interesting that Scorch is not keeping up. You'd figure between the cast and the duo boon we got there, it'd be all right, you know? It'd be all right. I guess not. I guess not. What are we looking for here now? I don't know about spending more magic. It seems kind of tough. I mean, yeah, we could put on Hera's and try to get fine line. You could put her on the special, too. I don't think it would be terrible. We do have some up power. I mean, how close am I to enemies? That Aphrodite special would be interesting. I'm not so sure. I don't think we're going to file. We could put on Hestia's just to try to get the duo from her. And since maybe Scorch isn't staying up, maybe I'd be willing to accept her special now. I know I turned you down before, Hestia. I'm turning a new leaf, though. I'm coming back. I didn't notice that Scorch was keeping up, at least. Like, I'm trying to watch the numbers. It's for the best that you don't stack it up, really, right? Ideally, an enemy would die with one Scorch left on it at all instances. Because that way you know, A, you didn't need more Scorch. And B, it was only one more than necessary, right? That would be the way to know it. It's kind of like how when I worked in retail many moons ago, I know I'm bringing back the stories, I guess. It would feel frustrating when a season would end and be like, oh man, we got all this Christmas merchandise left. And as wasteful as it sounds, but what they taught us was that ideally you'd have like one of every single item left over. So that way you know you never actually ran out of anything. Just one. Exactly one thing of every item. That's what they taught us, but of course, what can you do about it? Also, that again, sounds wasteful because a lot of that stuff would wind up, I don't even know, clearance or in the trash, unfortunately. Fourth degree. Do we want that? I mean, that's a juicy pyrotechnique, but as we know, we kind of don't need it. Because enemies aren't really keeping up Scorch. So I think we hold our Rarefy. We'll take fourth degree for now. And maybe we'll try to get Hestia back. Let's take our second hammer here. Okay, so now our fireballs are going to be juicier. So this kind of wound up being a fireball run, but it does allow us to use our Hex. You know, we're kind of compiling them. Fireball actually does work well here because I probably don't need to charge the Omega Special much. This will still cost a base amount in order to fire the fireball. Whenever your attacks strike foes, your special has a 25% chance to fire automatically. So unfortunately, nothing for our special. I don't think any of these would do anything. Unless there's some kind of weird secret synergy with bonus of the attack boon from the hex in that one hammer we just got. Yeah, I wouldn't count on it. Bounce a back. And mega moves apply hangover, also nice. I never usually take bounce bike back here. Guess we're not that worried about dying in this particular instance. I wonder if the bottomless drink, because it's quite vague, gives your very next move plus 100 power. Would that apply to shine? The shine damage? More dots? I guess this sounds kind of interesting in its own way. In case it does work. I think it does work with more things than I think oftentimes. Boink. Alright, don't have shine now. Like, could it apply to controlled burn? Because we have an instance where controlled burn actually can get more power from the duo boon, right? Shine lasts a long time, so you're kind of just waiting for it to end oftentimes. Alright, hold on. Pick that up, then shine. I'm seeing 100 damage per shine. So, I don't think the grape juice works there, unfortunately. Double strike goes up. Mortal gain, mortal gain. It's a lot of mortal gain. More Ares. I said I was kind of interested in a special, but I kind of changed my mind. You can get Grievous Blow from him, though. But I do have Hestia's Keepsake on. No. No. So it's probably not going to be Hestia even if I roll again, sadly. So let's wait for the second mini-boss instead, shall we? Excuse me, my friends. When I worked in retail, the amount of discount candy I would be eating on a daily basis was absurd. You know? Couldn't help myself. Because I would be on the front lines when this stuff would go to 50, 75, 90% off sometimes even. 3% or 20 more damage. I'm thinking we're doing a lot of controlled burn stuff. So I suspect that's going to be the most... Hey, there she is. Oh my god. Reese's? I became an addict. I became an addict, I tell ya. Shine 'em. From downtown. You could attack from pretty far away here, right? Dead to something here. Bong.
In the name of Hades.
What are we looking for? Not these. I like how this is a mini boss, but this is the quality of boons that we've been offered here. What else you got? Oh god. All right. What is this? It's a mini boss. All right, I guess we're getting more Scorch finally. Max health. Pick up the grape. What are these fires? Is that from the enemies? Actually, not really sure. I would love to try shine with all the different attack boon, but like, so it gets the attack boon bonus from us, right? I do kind of wonder how thoroughly tested that has been from the studio, so maybe there's like some secret sauce there or something, you know? Yeah, I'm seeing Scorch stack up a little bit more than before. I bet this is an Athena room, because it's lasting forever. Oh my god. I told you. I told you. The premonitions, huh? He can tell when there's a fountain room in Thessaly, and he can tell when there's Athena. It's just gonna be Divine Dash. How boring. We'll take Hermes now. I almost don't care about the rockets. I should just let go of the Omega Special as soon as it detects a charge, really, right? Spend the magic from the Fireball. And if we do get some rockets, great. If we get none, Also, not a big deal. Eternity is kind of costing us time here. Because while the game slows down and enemies might spawn a little bit slower, right? The timer does not. Okay, finally.
Well done there, Hekiba.
None of these are great. Don't think any of these are very interesting. Sad day. No rolls. Hasty retreat it'll be. Okay, let's finally get the hell out of here. 2 minutes of twent. I don't know if I really need the health.
In the name of Hades.
What do you think? Do we need it? Smithy Rush. Smithy Rush, you say? It's hard to turn down Trusty Shield to block that one big hit from a potential enemy. Really doubt we need the max magic. Looking at how the rooms are going. Seems quite doubtful to me. Have you now? I can foresee the future. Damn, damn, damn. Now he's building up almost too much Scorch, admittedly. Bottom, bottom, middle. Fireball, fireball, fireball. Oh! Get that Pitbull song out. Let's see. Top, middle, middle, bottom, middle. Oh, please hit him. I couldn't tell where I was going to wind up. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Get him. Scorch might have finished from there, honestly. Yeah, you should have. It sounds honestly like a curse that he can foresee what's going to happen in a battle like that, right? So he knows he's going to lose, then, in theory, right? But he has to do it anyway. Does he have to do it? He can't just lay down his arms, you know? Let's see, what the hell do we want to do now? Hammer time? I don't think that there's a hammer that would make things worse. Furious Rockets. Do I remember what Furious Rockets do? Your specials launch and fly 80% faster. That one. The one where I can't tell if I even have it or not. I mean, 80% sounds like a lot, but I just can't tell. Like, you can't visually see a difference, I feel. So it's not like a feel-good hammer. This is one that has great marketing, but then in execution is maybe not as good as it sounds, right? This is my suspicion. My suspicion. Which is kind of a thing that pretty much all hammers and boons have. There's the marketing side of it. How good does it sound? Then the actual, I don't know if you'd call it like clinical side of it or whatever. How good is it actually? And you kind of need a balance of both. Yes, a boon needs to market itself, I would argue. Now we'll try to get pyrotechnique. I think it does need a market itself, otherwise people won't take it, simply, even no matter how good it is, just because it doesn't sound good. Mid condition almost up. Grape juice decided to spawn forever away. Look at that Scorch go, baby. Now it's stacking.
Until we meet again.
Okay, max health go up. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. Let's go. I don't know how the meters are going to look here, because we got a lot of different types of damage. Do we not? Holy crap. We do. Because we got the Blitz. We got the special itself. We got the Shines. We got Controlled Burn. We got Scorch. We got it all, honey. We got it all. Triple palms here. Maybe on pyrotechnique, we'll see. I have mint condition, so we can do this. Okay, I used the hex already. Oh my god. Okay, come on. There's a lot of, like, slowdown and everything. Okay, well done. No rolls for this. Pyrotechnique? Damn. Well, it doesn't seem like there's much point in doing Scorch. It seems like it's stacking up a plentiful now, so it's got to be the Blitz damage. That delicate balance, huh? More Zeus, huh? More Zeus. More and more Zeus. Couldn't get Heinous Affront, that duo. Not a plausibility. Hermes could give us some stuff. There's Static Shock from Zeus, which would be okay. A little late for it. As you can guess. I guess there was his Dash Boon, too. Alright, yeah, I think we take Static Shock here. Every single rocket will deal some damage now, is my understanding of it. It says when you strike. Does this Hex count as a strike? I mean, I guess not. I've kind of just made up the definition of strike in my head here, which is when your attack or specials hit. Attacks or specials hit. Do I have that exact definition anywhere? I do not. Oh, damn, he's already being sent. I did prime a lot of magic because of Static Shock, but I don't think I'm that worried about it. Okay, honey, giant him. Run straight back. Woo! Hot dog. Think we got him here. Wait, what's going on with my health there? Why does it look weird? I don't think I actually did that much damage in that instance. Well, maybe we did. Shine, shine, shine. Shine seems to deal like 100 damage on the dot practically no matter what. From what I can tell. Because I feel like I can kind of see it ticking. Okay, run straight back. Nice thing about Mortal Gain is it'll prime even health that you've lost. So you kind of break even there, potentially. There we go. That was actually fun. That was kind of cool. I don't know if I love the feel. It's kind of a slippery feel to spam the Omega Special, but it did work quite well. Let's see, how do we do? Controlled Burn on the top. Skyfall, I mean, they're pretty close after that. Scorch, Skyfall, Blitz. Surprised Blitz was actually as high as it was, but we did get it quite early. Scorch didn't really start popping off till later. If we had gotten Pyrotechnique earlier, definitely would have been a different story. I guess, like, how do we get Skyfall to do even more here than that? I wonder. That's sort of what I'm racking my brain over. I mean, Controlled Burn is just honestly a good boon, especially with 4th degree now. I think it just honestly fits in a surprising number of places. Of course, requiring a duo is something, but I don't know. It just seems good. Like, I don't even know what to highlight here. We got a couple duos. Those were fun. Me like. Where is Controlled Burn while we're at it? There you go. Pyrotechnique. Yeah, that was sexy. That was a sexy build, I think. It was kind of fun. Like that. Can't even tell. Apparently, Typhon did no damage to me? Let's count the tail. I don't know. Yeah, that was actually interesting. Is there anything that didn't wind up on the meters that I was naming here, really? No, it all spread out surprisingly well, right? Yeah, 4th degree was kind of early, too. Well, that was fun. That was different. If you got ideas on how you would play this differently and maybe highlight the Hex even further somehow, please let me know, because I'm actually interested in trying to see what else we can do with it. Like, comment, subscribe, you know what's going on. Thank you so much for watching. I shall see you in another video.